Okay, sorry, it's on.
All right.
We're racing home right after this. Overgrowth.
Yeah, the first time I guess this map was picked, I think it was today. I think there was one map.
Overgrown but underpicked so far. Let's see how this game goes here between YongHwa and Super. Super did try. It's a good cheese, but apparently YongHwa went for a Zealot early on, which really helps out.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of extra staying power.
And from there, the control from YongHwa was really good. Maybe YongHwa will once again get out of this group and get close to maybe winning a GSL Code S. Who knows?
Who knows, man?
Well, I'm tasteless, with me as Wolf. YongHwa against Super has just now loaded up game number 2. Let's do this. In the upper right, we have our Protoss player who defended the cheese.
YongHwa.
Yes, that's him.
That's right. That's him.
That's him. Don't be confused. He's not the other Protoss.
Yep.
God, he's like so
Crack
stressed,
that neck.
man. In the bottom left, in the blue, the MVP player, the ace, he is.
Super.
Formerly known
Might have to add a duper to his name if he wins this set here now.
Used to go by Vampire. I think he's 10 gating based on what we saw before we had to see his camera shot. No, actually.
No, it's actually YongHwa's 10 gated.
Yep. So that often leads into a 3 gateway just timing attack. It's kind of like the new version of the 4 gate because the way it hits.
When it hits hard.
It does. Not soft.
No.
It also is hard to transition out of if your opponent holds. It's a really crisp build, and it punishes people oftentimes who don't scout. They don't see the extra gateways, the chrono boost on the warp gate research. If you go in there and you see the gateways like so rushed out, and you see chrono boost on the warp gate research, you can pretty much figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple, actually, to deduce what is about to happen. Makes the Zealot. And let's see if Super decides to scout. Now, the cool thing about this, I love, is when a player does a build like this when it's their opponent's map pick. Because at the very least, even if he holds it, he's playing a different game than he planned on playing.
All right, we have the first scout here for Super. It's not uncommon on maps like this to not scout right away. Occasionally having that extra probe back in your base, just getting that many extra minerals can give you a lead, especially if you're one of these players who's got a build that's just well-rounded enough, it can respond to pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Unless it's like extreme cheese like we might have seen in that last game. Although, then again, in that last game, he actually held it. He got the Zealot out, which is not as typical to do in this matchup. There's YongHwa's second gate.
And the third one should be planted in just a moment.
Yep, he's got the probe right back there to tuck that in very neatly.
I wonder if he actually knows what's going on, because he sent that probe right back out after he went in. Didn't see the gates at the back. And he saw the chrono boosted warp gate research. He chronoed his own in response, but seeing one chrono in itself is not enough to tell you. And because of how slow he went in there, he couldn't have told how long this core was done, because it was both cores were done when he got there. It wasn't like, wow, that's way faster than mine or anything like that. Okay, I think he knows. He adds 2 gates at home himself.
Yeah, and these gates are a little bit later, so this may be set up to just drink in the opponent's 3 gates, and take out a lot of those units.
He cannot lose his probe if he wants this to work.
All right, he's backing up. The Zealot's taking a lot of damage here, by the way. There's still a stalker lead here for Super as far as who's out right now. And he's going to get that probe. That probe actually tucked down there at the bottom right. That was a good move there by YongHwa. The probe slipped right past the defenses. And you know what I love about this? Now the probe can come up here and see exactly what's going on. Oh,
he's going to trap the stalkers out.
Sick! Sick!
Oh my god, he traps them outside here. That's a very expensive trap, but probes come off the line.
That was still really cool.
That was insanely cool. Now we should probably cancel one of these. Well, I mean, he's just going to force his way through here. It's 5-5 stalkers.
We don't have the production tab up, so we don't know if what else is going to come up next here.
It just probes off the line here. This is Super's last chance. If he loses this, it's all over. The Zealot tanks so much probe damage. And the worker count now 19 for both. Yeah.
Again, that pylon becoming very helpful with the spotting. But with a sentry out, you got to think he should be able to hold it from here.
Tough to transition out of this one. And walking up now under high ground. I mean, this Twilight Council is going to have a faster blink for him. YongHwa getting his second gas up at home will have, you know, he's just behind so significantly in gas mining here. Didn't work.
It was a pretty good attempt, though, by YongHwa.
The pylon wall was pretty sexy. That was a cool way to try to stop that.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I love seeing cool plays like that. So we have the Twilight Council coming up here now, but Blink already way in the lead here for Super. Regrouping now is YongHwa back at his base, licking his wounds from that last attack. And we have the robotics facility here. So, you know, overall, as far as momentum goes in tech, Super is in good shape. If he wins this, we would go on to the third and final game here today.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Going to pick off this probe here. Going to stop him from seeing if a Nexus was made or not.
That's great to create some ambiguity there.
Doesn't see this pylon over here, but he's looking for it.
Yeah.
That's how smart he is.
And YongHwa is going to go for DTs. Now, even though we have a robotics facility on the way here, that doesn't mean that he's... Oh, no, he does see it. Excuse me. I don't know what I was thinking there. It's been a long day, guys. We started casting at 1 today, and I believe it's almost 10 here. So.
Well, just because he has a robotics doesn't mean that he's going to have 2 observers. He should now because he saw it. If he doesn't, there's like no excuse. But let's see. Worker count advantage for Super. Should be able to secure his Nexus faster as well. It's actually just going to attack the Nexus of YongHwa, looks like, instead. With that Blink Stalker force that's coming across. A few sentries for support. YongHwa sees all of this and needs to just get himself into defensive posture. His Blink is a ways away. This is tense. He sees again, no Nexus. Okay, you're really committing, says YongHwa to himself.
And Super's gearing up for a pretty big assault up here on this would-be expansion. We'll see how far along that actually gets. It might just get canceled, and we'll be on 1 base to 1 base.
Yep. I mean, I don't think there's any way he holds this.
Yeah, well, this is smart for Super to not run down here. Instead, he's going to let that take as much damage as it can just to buy time.
He shows Blink.
Yeah, I don't think he should have done that there.
Yeah.
Oh, my God!
Whoa.
Welcome to Group D here in Code A, where everything is weird.
Welcome to Code B, possibly. If he doesn't, if he keeps
Yeah.
playing like that, man. I mean, he's up a game in the series, but this is like a pretty nasty mistake.
I don't know how you missed the Nexus cancel.
Yeah, that's like...
This is not some epic...
That's pretty rudimentary.
Yeah. Well, I mean, anybody who's played StarCraft's like, yeah, I'll let it take some damage, then I'll cancel it at the last second.
You never want to cut it that close, ever. Even if he was like pressing escape as it died and he was like half a second off, that's still just cutting it too close. Well, that observer did not realize he was going to be spotted. I mean,
Okay, he's going to come out now.
This is now YongHwa's chance to, like, either... He has 2 choices. One is to try to counterattack, or if he just takes a Nexus, though, he's going to have to accept that he's behind in basically every way.
I don't know if a counterattacker from YongHwa is going to be effective anyways.
I don't think so, yeah. I mean, maybe because of how PvP works, because of the Defender's Advantage, the best option here is to just try to defend and take your own Nexus and hope that you can catch up and both of you end up maxed out for that Colossus Archon Charge Zealot fight later on with some Immortals sprinkled in. And Super is not going to stop with this. He's going to keep poking. He's going to try to poke off any Stalker he can because he knows there's no Immortals in this. He can see that.
Okay, Super with a very large pressing attack coming up here. Is his Blink Micro good enough, though? YongHwa starting to press it himself. Super continuing to blink away with the weaker Stalkers, but so far YongHwa looking like the stronger opponent now with his unit control.
YongHwa has really close Stalker count right now. Oh, wow.
Oh, damn,
That's a smart move. Actually, I really like that.
That was some Code S stuff right there.
That's
the
like,
snap cancel into all in.
That's all he can do because look at the probe count. He's 40 to 24. Super, that is. And he knows that this is like the only time this game he's going to be even in army supply. So if somehow he out-micros his opponent here, he's going to win the game. But he's given him some time here. while he's killing this pylon. The reason why he kills it is because he doesn't want Zealots going into his main base and his only chance to win the game.
Now, the Phoenix has to come down here and see that there is, in fact, nothing at the expansion. Because seeing in the main, it's still a bit ambiguous.
He wants to see what the Stalker count is like anyways, so he's going to see. And he's like, well, I'm glad I made Immortals at home. I think he still has too much.
Super just wins this. I like the idea behind what YongHwa was doing, but it's a pretty hard move to pull off when you already lost one Nexus. I mean, not even canceling it, just lost it right when it finished building, which is pretty unacceptable. The Immortal here should seal the deal. That's going to be it. I think we're going to have to go to game number 3 now.
Yeah, I think so.
He's going to move up here again. Guardian Shield is up, but a better berth here for Super, and yeah, I mean, there's just no way to win.
Yeah.
I can't make this epic if I gun to my head. I mean, there's just no way to recover.
This is just like his last stand here.
Yeah, even with the Immortal not doing as much damage in the back. There he goes. He blinks on top. Now your Immortals can do the rest of the work.
And
GG.
There it is. GG. Very straightforward game. The 3 gateway attack needs to kill a lot of probes or end the game. If it does not, your opponent is going to have mined so much more gas than you. He's on 2 gases that whole time, gets the Twilight Council up first, controls the Nexus with that. And the lack of a cancel was like the final nail in his coffin, because that's like 400 minerals he absolutely cannot afford to just throw away. You know, of course, at the best case, he gets 300 back. Now, he's never going to get the full 400 back, but still, that's 400 gone instead of 100 gone. That's a pretty big difference.
Yeah, it's a pretty big difference.
So YongHwa just needs to stay focused here. I think this is still anyone's game, and it's really YongHwa's map pick.
Well, you know, I wonder if YongHwa's going to do anything